Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Zara Salsabila. Me and my other friends want to presentate session 14. The education system of 21st century has changed radically with the integration of the technology in every sector. According to Lotharington and Johnson in 2011, state that globalization and digitization have reshaped the communication landscape, affecting how and with whom we communicate and deeply altering the terrain of language and literacy education. On the other hand, English foreign language student or EFL student tend to have varied backgrounds, a multiplicity of achievement levels, and diverse learning style, which impact their ability to learn and use the foreign language. The Oliveira and Angus in 2010 maintain that today's English classroom requires an extent understanding and enactment of literacy rather than an all-inclusive single literacy. English teachers must accept the changing and flexibility nature of literacy that address areas as diverse as technology, multimedia, relationship, and culture. 21st century education depends on thinking skill, interpersonal skill, information media, technological skills, as well as life skills. The term of 21st century skills refers to a broad set of knowledge, skills, work habits, and character traits that are believed by educators, school reformers, college professor, employer, and others to be critically important to success in today's world, particularly in collegiate programs and contemporary careers and workplace. 21st century skills: critical thinking, problem solving, reasoning, analysis, interpretation, synthesizing information, research skills and practice, interrogative, questioning, creativity, artistic, curiosity, imagination, innovation, personal expression, self-direction, and others. Overall, a framework for 21st century skills tend to be largely consistent with each other. They all agree on the fact that the ability individuals should have for life, career, citizenship, and self-actualization in the 21st century are different from those that needed in the 20th centuries. This change demands students, workers, citizens, and individuals equipped with a new set of competence that allows them to act, think, and network successfully. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Khairunisa. So in this video, I want to explain about 21st century skills, some criticism, and the EFL classroom in the 21st century. So for the 21st century skills, some criticism, recent social and economic changes have had a great impact on education and learning. At first sight, it seems reasonable to assume that education, teaching, and learning need to be able to satisfy the needs and interests that people have as a result of new work and technological demands. In this regard, one stats that not only does the pace of change demand new skills to be learned more frequently, but also, the amount of contemporary technology requires new interactions to be adopted by in personal life and work settings. These new needs mean that individuals must be able to regularly develop varied abilities and take up an unprecedented work options in order to survive. However, there are aspects of such discourse that need to be carefully considered. Rogers claims that educators need to analyze discourse critically to be able to describe, interpret, and explain the current relationship among the economy, national policies, and educational practices. Advocates of 21st century skills believe that knowing how to think critically and creatively are abilities specific to today's society. In this regard, Silva explains that it is misleading to assume that critical and creative thinking is unique to the 21st century, since much of the same has been argued by philosophers and educators from ancient Socrates to 20th century John Dewey. On the other hand, the 21st century skills movement appears to believe that education should be rooted in skill-driven learning and hands-on experiences. Furthermore, the 21st century skills movement emphasized the idea that educational systems need to develop students' varied literacy as a result of pressing economic and technological reasons. In contrast, Hirsch argues that education should create a symbiotic relationship between core knowledge and skills because general purpose knowledge helps transform all purpose abilities into critical thinking skills. And the next, I will explain about the EFL classroom in the 21st century, with its emphasis on communicative competence, learner centeredness, and interaction. Not only has CLT influenced syllabus design and methodology, it has also paved the way for new methodologies such as content-based instruction (CBI), text-based instruction (TBI), and content and language integrated learning (CLIL). And also, Kumaravadivelu identifies what he calls the post-method condition, where teachers must be capable of adapting their own approach in accordance with local contextual factors while at the same time being guided by a number of macro strategies for. So English should be regarded as a global language that people can use to express their local identities and communicate intelligibly with the world. EFL classroom should no longer be focused on grammar, memorization, and learning from rote. There is a case for a conceptualized field that is more learn-centered, collaborative, and technologically driven. It should be conceived of as a space to learn, to use language and cultural knowledge as a means to connect to others around the globe. I think that is all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Fiji Zakia. In this session, I will discuss about 21st century skills and DFL classroom. Armstrong and Warlick in 2004 said that an increasingly digital and networked world requires students to be able to demonstrate knowledge and employ information and express ideas compellingly. We shower affirms that English teachers need to use learner-centered collaborative projects in which students work with their classmates and with others around the world using a variety of technological means. Following the proposal of the New London Group in 1996, he suggested incorporating four basic elements in those projects. See the table on PowerPoint. Immersion in situated practice. It means practice and authentic communication situations similar to those learners will encounter out of class. Next, and second, overt instruction. That means opportunities to explicitly analyze the content, coherence, organization, and pragmatics of communication. And the third, critical framing. It means effective use of information found in online networks through critical interpretation of cross-cultural communication. And the last, transformed practice. Working for a higher quality outcome or applying what has been learned in new social and cultural contexts. For their part, Chang and Tung in 2009 contend that EFL students should not be asked to work alone on assignment emphasizing short-term content memorization, nor should they do assignments which focus on translations or allow sloppily put together pieces of model, phrases, and sentences from the textbook. Instead, they suggest using project-based learning or PBL to help students analyze problems, investigate possible solutions, make decisions, create designs, and solve problems. Additionally, Black in 2009 states that English language learners need activities based on new technological tools and semiotic forms that can offer them opportunities for development of both language proficiency and digital literacy and 21st skills. She believes that multimodal practices such as instant messaging, social networks, digital storytelling, and media redesigning should be used to teach and learn English so that students can engage in creative manipulation of popular cultural and textual artifacts. By doing so, she argues students can not only represent themselves, but also communicate in online spaces by mixing text, image, and sound. That's all from me. And thanks for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Tiara Putri Pratiwi and I want to tell you about how to incorporate 21st century skills into the EFL classroom. In order to infuse the EFL classroom with 21st century skill, I believe teacher and student can work with both or either multiliteracy and multimodality communicative competence. What is multiliteracy and multimodality communicative competence? First, I will explain the multiliteracy. Multiliteracy expands the traditional language-based notion of literacy. Multiliteracy is the concept of understanding information and the design of meaning through the manipulation of individuals' modes, these being linguistic meaning, visual meaning, audio meaning, gestural, tactile, and spatial meaning. Each mode has a different characteristic used for meaning making, communication, and representation of knowledge and ideas. Prepares learners to participate in diverse discourse communities and fosters the critical engagement they need to design their social futures. Not only incorporate different types of text, modes of language, and discourses, they should also give explicit instruction detailing the inherent conventions so the student can learn to move between discourses and become both aware and critical of the intrinsic features that are portrayed. Whereas multimodality is the combined use of several modes together and international using a specific function of a mode to create a message for a purpose and audience. Teachers should begin to focus on the develop student abilities in visual literacy and to develop a pedagogical meta-language to facilitate these abilities when imaged with spoken and written modes, for example using task-based or content-based instruction with interpretive analysis and discussion of image in order to make EFL learners approach image as social-cultural constructions because students are more interested in learning to use illustrations and understand faster if given a picture that catches their attention and to expand their skills in learning English. And I want to explain the conclusion which already explained by my friends is in this 21st century demands the explicit integration of learning and innovation skills, information media and digital literacy skills as well as life and career skills. Teachers need to analyze critically what the 21st century movement offers in order to enrich their pedagogical processes and instructional practices. Okay, that's all. Thank you so much for attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.